Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Porch. As always, is me, XFL Jim, joined by the Denver Dong Slapper himself. It is Chase, Lupine Fiasco. Sessoms, my man. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Got a little Oakland time in. Got to hang out with my buddy from On the Wrong Lead. Shout out Caleb Knight. Good day. It was a good day. I'm rushing tonight to get stuff done because I just said fucking went to the track. But it was worth it.
You're feeling frisky then. Spending a day at the track, that puts you right in the perfect mindset.
Yeah, you know. Yeah.
You know, we got Uncle Rico in the chat too. Nothing sexier than a roulette table on a Friday night. You're damn right, buddy.
Other than me, spread eagle on a roulette table on a Friday night.
That would be hot. That'd be very hot.
God, like I hope there aren't any mirrors around. Explosion.
So for those of you who it's your first time tuning in, the Picks Porch is the show where me and this guy over here, we just go tit for tat, toe for toe, pick for pick, just blasting off picks left and right, like we're the dancing bear at a bachelorette party. That's what's going to happen for the next, 20 to 30 minutes.
I don't know how disappointed. I don't know if you know how disappointed I am that I understood that reference.
Anyone who understood that should be very disappointed in themselves.
Yeah,
I'll start us off. Just blast through that analogy. I'm going to take Alabama as a pick'em versus Texas A&M.
Actually, that's amazing that you picked that. I'm going the opposite way. I'm going to go Texas A&M +1. I will also be taking Texas A&M on the money line. Here's the reason why. Since Brandon Miller got into the gun transit, business, they have not covered.
It's true.
And since they have not covered, and the spread is 1, it only makes sense for me to go ahead and take them on the money line along with the points. Texas A&M.
I looked at that. I did look at that. But they haven't been covering like 7.5, 9.5, da-da-da-da-da. Like, this is the tightest spread they've had since they played Auburn before the issue.
Is that what we're calling cold-blooded murder now? The issue?
Yeah, I mean, he's not the one that did the murder.
That's true. I guess he does just have issues stemming from a murder. My God.
Yeah, issues connected to the murder. So that was that your pick? So
yeah, it's Texas A&M in the points, and then Texas A&M on the money line.
I'll roll right into my next one. I'm staying within the state of Alabama. I'm taking UAB -4 on the road against the Clit against Charlotte.
I saw that when I actually thought about taking the opposite side, and I'm really glad. Glad I don't. Ooh, Uncle Rico's got Williams +2. Have I ever told you my problem with Buzz Williams?
You have not.
He was a choice bald.
What?
He was cue bald by choice when he was at like Marquette, Virginia Tech, and now he's grown all of his hair back. And he's got a fuckboy haircut at Texas A&M.
A choice.
He was a choice bald. It's not like he was like special forces and was afraid the enemy was going to grab him by his hair or anything. Like it's like he took where life offers you two roads where you could either a sack bald or a power bald, and like he was watching that from like an all highway. He's like, I have hair, I want to make this choice, and then he went voluntary bald, power bald.
Oh, at least he picked the right bald.
It's true. I guess I'm being a little bit of a stickler.
I'll give him like half credit.
Right.
And I can respect it because I got a bald spot like right here that I'm starting to worry about.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be choice bald. I don't want to be any bald.
Yeah.
It's probably my most insecure thing I have right now.
I mean, but you have so many other things you could be horribly insecure about.
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty
hotel
to be.
room for like 3 days.
There's a ton that I am insecure about. That's just number 1 on the list.
All right. So you stayed in Alabama. I'm moving to the state of Texas. I'm leaning into my senior nights angle or senior days angle. Like, I've seen some teams come out motivated because it's their last home game, and I don't think that you get anything different from Baylor because you have Iowa State who's traveling sans Hilton Magic. So go ahead, give me Baylor. The Baylor Bears sick 'em -7 against Iowa State.
I thought about that one. I almost dabbled. Maybe I will later. That's an interesting one for me. I might roll with you just in solidarity with your senior night movement.
Okay.
My next play is going to be a disgusting homer pick for this show. I'm taking Arkansas -4.5 versus Kentucky.
I think that's just the right play.
I also think
honestly.
that. I also think that.
Arkansas has won the last 3 or 4 straight against Kentucky. Now we get them at home after we demolish them and we're up. Yeah, they're trending up, but I think we're trending even more upward.
This is like my stereotypical Arkansas play at the end of the year.
Right. So, with that being said, I guess I can go ahead and knock one off my list because I was Arkansas -4.5, and of course with the Arkansas book, it's a juicy -115.
Oh, I got it the -110, baby.
Whew. Meat and potatoes 110.
That's what we do here. I'll roll on. I'm going to take the only dog that I have. I feel like I'm a dirty chalk son of a bitch. I got K-State +4 against West Virginia.
So, interesting game. I'm taking K-State plus the points. I got them at 4.5 here. But
Love that for you.
I'm going to thread the needle, and I'm going to say K-State covers, West Virginia wins. So give me K-State and the points, give me West Virginia and the money line. Hopefully that's not too ridiculously juicy whenever I see it tomorrow.
It depends. I could see that number coming down, so you might get the best of both worlds.
That's true. That is very true.
I'm going to roll, sticking with college basketball. I'm taking Manhattan -1.5 versus Mount St. Mary's, the worst of the St. Mary's.
Okay, so if senior nights are emotionally charged, if they are, holy hell!
Holy hell!
What's it pay? What's it pay?
What's that pay?
What's it pay? What does it pay? What's that pay though? Hey, Jim, ask him. Ask him.
I am asking him. What's it pay?
What's it pay? Hey.
I'm gonna post a comment on YouTube. What that pay?
All right. So here it is. I'm talking about Ohio State and what might be the most emotionally charged senior night in the country. Whenever senior early afternoon, whenever Michigan State takes on Ohio State. For one, Ohio State has been garbage, and I'm going to go ahead and take Michigan State to cover the 7. Ohio State, after losing 8 straight, finally got a win. I don't think that's a net crack game or anything to get them right. And I'm pretty certain Michigan State with the heavy hearts just roll at home.
That was another one that I was interested in, that I will maybe look to Morning Jim to see what he thinks about it.
Morning Jim?
Morning Jim. See, after I down a third of a bottle of NyQuil and get my sleep in, I will revisit that in the morning.
See, I thought you meant MOURNING morning, due to the loss at Michigan State that you've created another gym that handles exclusively with grief.
I got the odds on that parlay, Chase.
What was it? What the odds at though?
24 to win, 321. Attaboy.
Woo!
Attaboy.
Woo! Nice.
Nice little money line college basketball parlay.
Hey, he's not there yet. Let's not mush.
No, I like the move though. Going in about a minute left in the half, BYU is currently down 29 to 40. We will be monitoring. All right. My last college basketball play, I'm rolling with UConn -2.5 versus Villanova. I'm just trying to play the hot hand here.
All right, I'm going to give my last couple ones here because I assume you're moving to the XFL next.
I'm moving to the NHL next, actually.
Ooh,
I got some NHL, and then my Japanese basketball sharp journey continues before we get to the XFL.
How about this? I'm going to rattle off the rest of my college basketball plays. You hit me with your NHL plays and your Japanese basketball, and then we'll meet at the XFL.
Sounds fantastic.
So here we go. We got Bryant traveling to New Hampshire The thing with these tiny conference tournaments is that they play in their home arenas, and New Hampshire is the home team getting 3. Give me New Hampshire +3, -110. Next, I've got South Alabama taking on the Southern Mississippi
That was another one I was looking at.
The South Alabama taking on the Southern Mississippi misappropriated welfare funds. Yeah, give me South Alabama +1 here at Southern Mississippi. Last but not, no, I still got 3 more. So, all right, Marquette gets St. John's at home. With this big of a number, St. John's catching 11.5. Normally, I would think take the shot with St. John's, but you know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm taking the big favorite at home because
you're Marquetting it.
Fucking senior night. Then Tennessee at Auburn. I'm fading the home seniors. I'm taking Tennessee +1.5 at Auburn.
So that's the only school that doesn't go into your senior night formula.
Yeah, like what is being a senior at Auburn even mean? Like you learned how to wipe your own ass, maybe. I don't
know. The crushing loss of Alabama is still
yeah.
looming over that program.
That's right. All right, so last but not least, I love this team as of late. All they do is cover big numbers, and they take on a team that they just kicked the ever-loving shit out of. Give me Providence -8.5 against Seton Hall.
Another one I looked at.
And you know what? Providence at home, senior night. Boom. That's a wrap for college basketball. Take me away to another land.
Before I do, update on the parlay. Called Morehead State a little too soon. That game's not over yet.
Woo.
Currently 3.5 minutes left. Morehead State down 51-54 to Southeast Missouri State.
Founded by renowned educator Craven Morehead. Who really
I'll give you that one.
Thank you. All right.
I'm going to roll through my NHL and Japanese basketball picks right now for you. So a lot of just totals for the NHL. Give me the Red Wings Islanders over 5.5. Give me the Bruins Rangers under 6. There wasn't a lot of 6. I know. Give me the Avalanche money line versus the Stars and the under 6 in that match as well. And give me the Blues and the Kings under 6.5. Wasn't a ton of 6.5 for me to go with, Chase.
Not a lot.
So I went with the unders. I went with some trends. Now we go back into my journey of being a Japanese basketball sharp. I have 4 plays for you guys. Give me the Ehine Orange Vikings -11.5. Give me Chiba -6.5 versus the Fukushima Fire Bonds. Give me the Saga Ballooners -9.5. So the Saga Ballooners are actually number 1 in the Japanese B2 League. -9.5 versus the Rising Zephyr Fukuoka, who I believe are like a bottom 6 team in that league. And then give me this might be my favorite name that I've found so far. The Bambitious Nara.
The Bambitious.
Money line. Bambitious Nara versus the Yamagata Wyverns. So it's basically the Bambitious Deers.
Fuck yeah, I'm for it.
That Nara just means deer.
Whenever you said fire bonds earlier, I zoned out for about a minute or two thinking about if I ever owned a bail bonds company. If I were ever a bail bondsman, the name of my company would be Fire Bonds.
That'd be a good name.
That'd
be a very good name.
A lot of people who use fire regularly find themselves in jail.
You know what this means, though?
What?
We're on to the XFL. XFL Week 3 picks coming at you. Game number 1. The Seattle Sea Dragons head to Vegas to Cashman's Field. We were just there. That field was terrible. Maybe it's better when there's not terrible weather. The Dragons, -3 on the road. Over-under of 38. +140 on the money line for the Vipers.
So there's a chance that the Vipers could look better with the second week of gelling under Brett Hundley, offensive lines getting better. But I think that this is finally the get-right spot for the Sea Dragons, and they finally win a game this season. And I think they do it in a big way. Give me Seattle -3.5.
I took the -3. I found 3. I like the Sea Dragons. This is kind of a teal of 2 teams. I think the Sea Dragons are a more sound team. This is a must-win for both teams. I also, 38's a little tough, but I'm going to lean towards the over.
Okay.
It's dangerous. But I'm going to do it. Game number 2. Battle of the Undefeateds for the North Supremacy. St. Louis Battlehawks head to D.C. The Defenders are -3 right now at home. Over under 36.5. Plus 120 on the money line for the Battlehawks. I'm just going to say it. I'm riding with the fucking Battlehawks magic. There's something about this team. I'm taking the Battlehawks straight up. Plus 120.
Okay, Jim. Jim, okay. Okay, Jim.
Yeah.
Jim, okay.
Yeah.
I got the St. Louis Battlehawks on the money line, plus 135.
Atta fucking boy!
I'm not going to doubt Battlehawk magic. Also, it's not like the DC Defenders offense isn't a little bit of a shit show when they don't have De'Aaron King running the ball.
They look decent, and I think they're going to play both quarterbacks. But I like...
But when do they go to... Like, do we trust De'Aaron King to come in when they're down and lead a comeback against a team that's not the Vipers or not the, another team that lacks a little bit of potency?
We saw it against the Dragons.
The Dragons weren't exactly potent in that game.
No, they weren't. I don't know. I think we see like a good mix of both quarterbacks. I think this is a very exciting game.
Yeah.
But we saw this sort of last year in the USFL with the Stallions. And if there was any week where we could have gotten the Stallions as a dog, I would have taken them.
This is actually going to end up being one of 2 totals I play because I just saw another one that I'm going to jump on. But I went ahead. I took the under 36.5. Where Dr. Heat goes, unders follow.
That's a fair point. I took the over just to be different. And I believe in like the magic of A.J. McCarron in the second half. And I feel like the DC Defenders will have to kind of keep up with the Battlehawks in that second half.
I think what your reasoning kind of aligns with what I'm seeing because I can get under 36.5 at -105.
Oh, yeah. Update on the parlay. Moorhead State currently shitting it down their leg. A minute left to go. They are down 7. Moving on.
Basketball minutes are like dog
Exactly.
years.
Especially at the end of the game. Game number 3, Orlando Guardians, Arlington Renegades. Renegades sitting -8.5, over under 37.5, plus 315 on the money line for the Guardians. And I think we finally see the reason for this large spread. The Guardians seem to be in disarray. They just lost Dormady because he was apparently giving away the playbook to other teams. And the Renegades actually have a new starter. It's Kyle Sloter. We get Sloter Sunday.
Okay. I'm going to lean in to just because Kyle Sloter comes in doesn't mean they're going to be good this week. I think they'll be good next week. So I'm about to do something extraordinarily regrettable, Jim.
I think we both did this.
The number's too big. Give me the Guardians. I got them at +8.5, and then this game is a natural under. Even at a juicy -120, it's a multi-unit slam play.
Yeah, take that under all day. I also there's in no plane of existence have the Renegades shown that they should be 8.5 point favorites to anybody.
No, not at all. No, not at all. Oh man, I just got a peek at the futures, and where I was getting the Brahmas at 9-1, even after their win.
We'll go over them again. It's
Okay.
gonna be very. They're juicy.
To bring me on home with the XFL finale on Sunday night. Jimbo.
San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Roughnecks -4 at home, over under of 36, plus 165 on the money line for the Brahmas.
The San Antonio Brahmas are the most complete team in the league. They're the most balanced offensive unit in the league. Kalen Ballage and, apologies to Jack Cohn, are running that offense. Jack Cohn looks like a competent passer. Brandon Silver does not.
Yeah, he does at points. Like he'll show you throughout the whole game. He'll give you a quarter's worth of good play.
And if the Brahmas, are playing in a fashion where they're not giving the ball up. They're not a bunch of 3 and outs. If they're scoring, if they're finishing their drives with kicks, then I think it's San Antonio's game to lose. Give me San Antonio plus 3.5 at plus money, plus 100. And then give me San Antonio on the fucking money line. Sprinkle, 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 plus 170.
I don't mind that little sprinkle. I might do... Okay, I got one dirty XFL play for everybody out there. But I like San Antonio plus the 4. This total, if it wasn't so low, I would love it. If this was sitting at like a 37 and a half, I'd be on the under. Because these are probably the 2 best defenses in the league, in my opinion. Maybe DC.
I want to see what the Roughnecks offense does now that it's finally running into a defense that's comparable with the Roughnecks defense. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I think the Renegades defense is decent, but their offense does them no favors. Same with the Guardians. I think the Guardians are, like, fine at best, but both offenses have been brutal.
I almost talked myself into using the phrase complimentary football there.
The only issue, and I discussed this with Eric on Spring Fever, Jack Cohn in this against this defense is a little worrying, just based on history.
I don't think it's going to be as bad.
I'm with you. I don't think it's going to be as bad.
Because you're playing against everybody else that the Roughnecks have played don't have a run game. Don't have a run game at all, which means like they're like ears pinned back, pass rush, 3 downs every single time. Like, they don't have to do anything else.
Yep.
Like, you're going to have to prove to me that the Roughnecks can do things other than having dominant edge rushers. Like, can they stop, like, a draw game up the middle? And I'll tell you what, they looked a little bit more suspect against the run in the Orlando game than I think people are really talking about. So people are saying the Roughnecks are going to roll. I mean, I definitely don't think the Roughnecks cover 3.5, but I kind of feel in my bones that San Antonio is a logical winner here.
I got something gross for you. You ready to hear it?
Let's hear it.
Battlehawks money line, Brahmas money line, Guardians money line parlay.
That is fucking disgusting.
It's
if
fucking
you would
gross.
Just take the points. Just take the points.
Nope. Money line. All dogs. All Sunday dogs. The dogs are barking on Sunday.
All right, I'm putting something together.
The dogs are barking on Sunday. Then once you say this, we'll go into the futures. See how they're looking.
All right, so let's go Seattle minus 3.5, San Antonio money line, Orlando and Arlington under 37.5. And St. Louis money line for a juicy plus 2170.
Mine was what was mine? Mine was a plus 2319.
I'm hesitant to do these like 4-game parlays because it seems like with the XFL, like I'm remarkably on for 3 games and I'm remarkably wrong.
I will say this week in and week out, the best betting you could do in the XFL is live betting, people. Live betting, because you really, like, if you have a feel for a team to make if you have confidence in a coaching staff to make second half adjustments, take that live bet. I made a shitload of money betting DC live last week.
How many teams that have won so far this season have walked into the locker room at halftime trailing and therefore excellent value on the live money line?
The Battlehawks for 2 weeks.
The
DC
Battlehawks?
both weeks.
Yep.
Arlington week 1.
Arlington week 1.
I think every team but Houston so far that's won.
San
Antonio week 2. Yeah, so both Guardians games, the Guardians were trailing the entire game.
Yeah.
And both Houston games, both Roughnecks games, they were up at both halves.
So let's take what our eyes are telling us and let's apply it to things that we've already learned from spring football leagues, mainly the USFL last season, which is the worst thing you can do in one of these games is go into the locker room up at half.
Yeah, so who's ever leading in the Saturday game and the early Sunday game, and probably I might do every game. Who's ever trailing at half, I might just live bet them.
I think you would end up positive ROI on that because you would get enough plus money that it's not like you're trying to like grind it out with minus 110s and only going up $90 and then what you lose and you're down 110. No,
Exactly.
right.
I will also take this time to announce I will be live streaming the Saturday game. I have a little personal business going Sunday. I will not be live streaming the Sunday games. I have something going on that day.
This is when Jim flies to Switzerland and he gives himself his one fart for the year. He does it on top of a mountain, and it lasts 8 hours.
It's great.
It is.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, have you ever had like an itch that you just can't scratch? Somehow this does it.
It's what causes avalanches.
Yeah. If it wasn't for these 8-hour farts on top of a Swiss mountain, we would never have St. Bernards with kegs of brandy under their neck. And where would the world be?
In a worse place, for sure.
Jim, I love you.
I love you too, Chase. Where can the people find you?
You can always find me being abrasive on Twitter at @OakLawn. You can also find me being less abrasive on Instagram at Wolf of Oaklawn, where you'll most likely just see a lot of pictures of my dog because she is the most beautiful list. And you can check out the horse racing podcast. I'm getting an episode up now after I edit for tomorrow's Gotham Stakes at Aqueduct. And I'm around. Just like pop your head out a window and say, "Hey, Wolf of Oaklawn." I'm like, "What?"
Bye, everybody.